I think what's going to happen is we're going to see really a need for fewer automation tools that do broader things. And I think the workload automation class of software is the right candidate to be expanded and become that orchestrator of all forms of automation across the enterprise. And I think that trend is going to play out over the next 5 years. RunMyJobs is a product that I find very interesting because, first of all, it was purpose-built for the cloud. It was purpose-built to be a software as a service product. Many of the products in this category have added cloud capabilities. It's an afterthought on most of those products. And with Redwood's RunMyJobs, it was built to be SaaS first. And so that makes it very easy to get started because they're running all the infrastructure for you. A lot of the older products were initially offered with a fat client console. And over time, they needed a web-based interface. So they would strip certain features out. RunMyJobs was built right out of the gate with a web console. So all of the capabilities are there, all of the features are there, and they've done a really good job of putting in all the kinds of visualizations that you need, but knowing it was going to be a browser from the beginning. The way they do patching and upgrades, they chose for their SaaS environment to be a multi-instance. They then use their own tool to administer all these different instances for all of these clients. And they're very efficient at that. And then they patch that very regularly. It's a very continuous improvement thing. You then can decide when you're going to pull that patch or that upgrade into your environment. So they made some choices that made things very flexible for customers. They have a concept of something called the spool host. And the spool host truncates as much data as possible of the user's data in the user's environment. This accomplishes a couple of things. First of all, it means that the data isn't moving back and forth. They're not running up the networking bill. Only what's needed to manage those workloads is what happens in the cloud. That also allows the customer then to decide where their data is located. Those concepts of the administrative and how the patches are done, the console, and how the data is truncated locally are really three important concepts as to how this product was built for software as a service model.